Today, we're going to be learning about symbiosis and what is symbiosis and all that kind of stuff. And we can see in these pictures that symbiosis looks like a relationship between different species. So, hopefully this will turn. And I want you to write on a piece of paper. Hopefully you have a notebook or a binder with loose leaf paper in it. But I want you to copy the essential question, which is going to be, how do organisms interact within their environment? And then you're going to make it look like this. So these are Cornell notes, and you might need a little more spaces in between the questions. Like you might leave like a couple of spaces here. So the first one is going to be, you have a question column, and then you have notes. So the first one is, what is symbiosis? And then under it is going to be defined and give examples of. And we have mutualism, commensalism, parasitism, and predation. And also, what is competition? So you can stop this video right now to be able to write all this in time. So you have your own time to do it because everybody does stuff different. All right. So pause. Okay, we're back. So now what we have is, here is your definition. So symbiosis describes how two or more organisms interact to obtain food, shelter, and protection. So there are three types of these. So our first one is commensalism, the next is mutualism, and the third is parasitism. So we are going to go through each one of these. So here's mutualism. And in mutualism, this is kind of what most people think about when you're talking about symbiosis. So this is where both organisms that interact together are helped. So it's going to be a plus plus for each organism. So in this example, we can see that there are the clownfish and the sea anemone. The sea anemone protects the clownfish from other predators, and the clownfish then might bring back nutrients and different things to the sea anemone. So they both benefit from this relationship. So it's a plus plus mutualism. Next, we have commensalism. And commensalism is where one organism benefits, meaning he's helped, right? So he would be a plus. And the other one is neither helped nor harmed. So an example here is with our cow and our cattle egrets. And the cattle egrets are these birds down here. So what happens is the cattle will eat the grass, and when they eat the grass, what happens is bugs will come out, right? You know, like when you ever pull up something in the garden, you always see some kind of insects in there or something. So that's where the egrets come in, and they will then eat those insects. So what the cow has done has benefited the egrets, because now they're getting to those insects, where the cow, he doesn't care. He's not bothered by it because it's not affecting him, right? So that's called commensalism, where one benefits and the other is not helped nor harmed. Okay, next we have parasitism, and this is a real drag. So in parasitism, this is a relationship where one organism benefits, usually the parasite, and at the expense of or harm of another organism. So we can see here uh, that the dog has a tick on it, and the dog is not benefiting. Um, but it's called the host, right? So it's the host for this flea, for he will benefit and get blood or whatever off the dog. So we have the parasite is the one that's benefiting, and the host is the one that is being harmed. And that will be a plus minus. So it'd be like if we got stung by a bee or something, the bee would come in and, sting us and get the benefits from that, right? But would we be benefited? No. Or you could think of, lice in your hair, right? I mean, a lot of kids get lice. I don't know, my neighbor had it like 4 times. And so they're benefiting from being on your hair and getting the nutrients and the blood out of your head. And um, you are being harmed, right? It's like nobody wants that. So it's a plus minus. So I would be the host for the flea or the lice, and the lice would be the parasite, which is benefiting. Then next we have predation. And this is when one organism hunts down and eats another one for food. So you can see from when we've done the food chains and the food webs how these predators work, right? Because they have to eat the level below it. So if we look at this example, we have an owl with a mouse, and he hunted it to get it, right? So that is called predation. Also, a lion hunting down a zebra. That's predation. So the predator is the organism that's going to eat the other one. So in the picture, the owl is the predator, and then the little mouse is the prey. So what is being hunted is the prey. Then we have competition. And a competition could be for so many things, right? So it could be for food, for shelter, for a mate, all kinds of things. So they're competing against each other. So in this instance, you see these two kangaroos competing for a mate. You'll also see deers competing for mates. A lot of animals compete for mates. Even like the beautiful birds, you know, the really pretty ones are males, and you'll see them prancing around and looking all pretty, competing against other males for a mate. So it could also be that they're competing for food. So if there's not enough food, you'll see animals compete for it. I see this with my dogs at home. They're always trying to steal everybody's food. So, like you might think of monkeys and bananas, right? Who gets more bananas and stuff like that. So that's competition. And that's it for this part, symbiosis. We're going to add a few more later. So um, there you have it. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.